So this is a video testimonial for Becky Willoughby, who is the pet psychic, and this is my cat Sophia. She's a ragdoll cat and she's a house cat, but she also goes in our back garden, and she sits outside, or she sits in the top window at the front of our house, always looking out the front garden and out the front. I don't know if you can hear, but it's a very busy road outside our house, and so we don't let her out the front. We try and keep her in the garden and in the house. And on Friday, the front door was open and she managed to escape. So Friday morning we realised she had gone, and we were very worried because we wondered where she had gone. And I put a post on Facebook and someone mentioned Becky to me, so I contacted Becky, and Becky was amazing. She sent me a picture of a map, and she explained that she was in a green area with yellow flowers and red, and she mentioned a pond and a shed, and our neighbours next door have a pond and a shed in their garden, and the next neighbour along also has a shed. And Becky sent me a picture and it had exactly the place where she was that morning, and I literally went round to my neighbour's house and he showed me on the CCTV camera that my cat was there and in the exact spot that Becky had mentioned, which I thought was quite amazing. And then we couldn't find her. We had a look around. It's very noisy and busy with people, so I think she was probably hiding in a bush. And Becky pretty much said the same. She said she's just hiding somewhere. And then later on in the evening, I asked Becky, do you know where she is? And she said she's not far. She's in that area. So I was just laying in bed because I was feeling a bit sad and exhausted from being upset about the cat. And I suddenly had this urge to look out the front window. And when I did, she was in that same spot that Becky had mentioned. And I saw her there, so I ran out. But when I got there, she'd disappeared again. So I knew she couldn't be far away. And I waited until later when it was dark and quiet. And I went around and I could hear her. I called her name and I could hear her meowing. And I managed to find her. She was in a bush that had full of brambles, so she was struggling to get out, actually. And my husband and I had to sort of get some gardening gloves on and try and pull her out of the bush. She's disappearing now. So, yeah, she's back in her favourite spot, trying to drink out of my glass of water and laying on the bed. And we were quite amazed by Becky. It literally took about, well, it was less than 24 hours she was gone. We were worried that she'd be out overnight. But she came back to us. She was a bit scared. In fact, she was very scared and a bit disorientated when we got back in the house. But she's back now and she's happy. I'm so, so grateful to Becky for helping me find her. I wouldn't have known where to look, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have known whether to go left out of the house or right out of the house. And she said, turn right, it's there. And so I was able to immediately go to that neighbour and say, have you seen my cat? And he was like, yeah. That was amazing. So thanks so much, Becky.